What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as the God of Mischief himself. God of Mischief, God of Destruction, whatever it is. His name is Set. Well, and he is playing as Yoshii. Wait, other way around. His name is Yoshii, and he's playing as Set. His opponent today playing as the exact same god, Set. His name is Count von Count. Thank you for the tier 1, Maxsec145. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks so much. But we got a mirror matchup here, but this is not a mirror matchup you're going to see very often, the Set mirror. What makes this one exciting? Well, I love this matchup for several different reasons. The primary reason that I love this matchup over the Isis mirror, so they're very similar in how they play out, but completely different because of this one reason, is because Animal of Set exists. So in the Isis mirror, the strongest one town center play you can do in the Isis mirror is a Priest Siege push. Very similar, very akin to how you play against Oranos. Why is it so good? Well, the Priest, they cost only 70 gold. They deal with the Ancestor's Eclipse of your opponent very easily. And they also deal with Chariot Archers that your opponent wants to build very easily. So why doesn't that work in this matchup? The answer, this doesn't work in this matchup, is because if your opponent goes Priest Siege here with Set, forget that you don't have Prosperity. It doesn't really matter. If your opponent goes Priest Siege in this matchup with Set, they can make Animals of Set out of their Pharaoh, and your priests will now have to worry about not only not hitting siege towers, but also worry about not hitting crocodiles, because they're not going to be able to convert a single crocodile in that entire instance. It takes an entire minute to convert, or even longer. I think it's 90 seconds to convert a crocodile with your priests. So they're never going to get that conversion off. They're going to do 0 damage in the fight. Your army is going to be able to wipe them out. So it's really important to kind of be aware of those sorts of things. As we do see Count now moving out onto his giraffe in the middle of the map. He's finishing up with those zebra over here. If we take a look over at Yoshi's point of view here, he's got all of his villagers on this zebra. Absolutely love that. We do see the monkeys or baboon getting converted over there. The giraffe in the middle of the map here. Yoshi can walk over there a little bit later if he so chooses to eat those as well. And we'll see how things are going to go as Yoshi manages to snipe a Count von Count lion. Beautiful. More baboons coming through for Yoshi. Honestly, these baboons here on this map, just eat them. Bring them back home. They only cost 1 population. Take them back home, 75 food. Eat those. Happy days. You do see the temple coming up now for Yoshi. Count von Count on the other hand, going to be going up through Ptah a little bit fast here. A little bit faster than Yoshi in this matchup. Generally speaking, on these low hunt maps, the best way to play here is Set. Is to just grab 3 town centers in this matchup. So advancing a little bit later here as Set is not the worst thing in the world, because you're going to be wanting to get the 3 town centers anyways. The faster player will get 2 town centers faster, and the 3rd town center will be delayed. The later player will get their 3 town centers faster. So in the end, all things equal, you're going to be completely fine, as we do see the giraffes continuing to get eaten here. But Count, for some reason here, is grabbing wood. So Count is saying he wants to go for a 1 town center play at this point. 1 town center play in the Set matchup, in the Set mirror. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll have to wait and see. Yoshi, on the other hand, he's got the 10 villages on gold. He's already on the 2nd gold mine, leaving all the gold at home. Absolutely love that play from Yoshi. Why not do that is the question, and there is no good reason to not do it, as Yoshi here, he is advancing a little bit late to 2 town centers, but it's not that bad. And he's going to have a fantastic time here dealing with any sort of aggression that Count Von Count's going to do, because he's got all the gold left in the home gold mine. 2,600 gold left here that he can just say, look, I just give you the town center and just retreat back home. Shifting sands my units back home, take some of yours with me, and we're all good, because the town center is going to be coming up. Plenty of animals to eat here. Plenty of herdables to eat in the main base. Yoshi's only got the 1 monument, so a little bit of a misplay from Yoshii, if you ask me. I do think you should be getting that 2nd monument really, really fast so that you can eat Gazelle here. And wait, Count is getting the town center. What is this game? Pickaxe coming through here for Count. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, let me explain why I don't understand. Early pickaxe, when you go for fast 2nd town center plays, why is it bad? The reason it's bad is because you can get the town center out faster by not getting the pickaxe. If you don't get the pickaxe, you get the town center out faster, which means you get a villager out faster than you otherwise could have, which means you're able to get more income. 1 pickaxe with 5 villagers on gold equals a half a villager. That's all it equals. If you have 10 villagers on gold, it equals an extra villager. So if you can get the town center up 14 seconds faster, 7 seconds faster, it's better to get the town center up. Just saying. That's my opinion. But Count Von Count does it nonetheless. He will have the pickaxe early. Yoshii, on the other hand, knows very well that he doesn't need pickaxe. He's only got 1 villager on gold at the moment, getting himself that monument to the soldiers. He does need to be getting himself that extra gold mine, that extra gold from coming in. Generally speaking, if you don't put the villagers on gold early enough, you will be wanting pickaxe. And we do see him just about getting that one. So he will be able to grab that at some point and put a ton of villagers on gold and be completely fine. So we'll see how it's all going to go. As both players are doing the Gazelle spawning strategy, Yoshii is getting himself that 2nd monument. Count Von Count, on the other hand here, he's only on the 1 monument. He's still making these Gazelles, but he's not. Well, he's making baboon. Yeah, baboons don't make sense. Baboons cost 2 favor. Baboons cost 3 favor. Gazelles cost 2 and have more food in them. So that's the thing. As we'll see how it's all going to shape up here. Both players. This is the only bad thing about this matchup. The only bad thing is that it takes 8 minutes to start. But once it starts, it gets going. Once it starts, it gets going. So we'll see how things are going to go when all is said and done. I do believe that the best way to have played this would have been to get this town center as well. But we'll see how things will go here for both players. As at least we're both kind of along the same lines here. Yoshii is in a significant advantage in terms of score here. Not sure exactly why that is. I mean, he's not grabbing any wood anymore. He's got himself pickaxe. He's got himself all the villagers out. He's got lots of resources in the bank. He's got that 2nd town center. Nephthys is coming through. That's why the Count Von Count's got a slight advantage in this game here. As the Nephthys coming in, we will be seeing this priest getting cleaned up on this location as well. Yoshii now going up through Nephthys himself, as we see a stray giraffe getting taken out here. A stray giraffe goes down. We do see the granary now coming in over here. And a 3rd monument up here for Yoshii. I love it. What does this mean? Okay, so here's another strategy here in the set mirror. Not even the set mirror, but just in the set general game plan. If you ever want to put pressure onto your opponent early, getting up this 3rd monument, getting yourself feral and making crocodiles while you make any sort of push in this matchup just means that your chariot archers are now going to have a block for them to defend the any sort of like cavalry unit. So I don't know if this is what Yoshii's plan is, or if Yoshii's just going to go to the mythic age and then be having all this favor to use. But he's going to have access to either two options here. So one option is he's going to use this favor to make Giraffe of set, which is really, really strong to push him to the next age. The other option is he's going to be able to make Crocodile of set for his army. So either or, this is going to be an exciting time to be alive. So we'll see exactly what Yoshii's plan is. Count on Count, on the other hand, eating the herdables in his main base. He's got himself all the good upgrades. Just needs to get himself one more upgrade, as we do see a very, very early Ancestors getting dropped here by Count on Count. Yoshii going to also drop his own Ancestors here, and this is just going to be cancelling each of these Ancestors out as one Wadget does go down. There is a priest here for Yoshii to help defend as double siege works coming through here for Count. He is getting very aggressive onto this location as Yoshii a little bit behind the 8-ball on this one. Lots of resources in the bank. He can make some mercenary here to defend this if he so chooses, as the villagers popping out of the town and to shank down that siege tower as fast as he possibly can. Villagers are very, very strong as the siege tower pulls back. We see the units back over onto the Giraffe of set here as Count has to pull back ever so slightly. As we do see those siege towers coming back in, the elephants in for Count on Count. He's got a lot of resources. There's a little macro problem here from Count on Count, and this is something that a lot of Egyptian players fall into. It's the idea that I need lots of gold because all my buildings cost gold. As soon as your Migdol Stronghold comes down, as soon as your siege works come down, every single one of your units costs double the amount of wood as it does gold. So chariot archers cost 100 or over twice the gold. So you need to basically put your economy like the completely other way around. Let's check out Yoshii's point of view and see if he's doing something different. Both Yoshii and Count on Count aren't doing that, but Yoshii does have the option here, which Count on Count doesn't, to make mercenary. So there is an option here that Count on Count can put some towers down and get crenellations up to put more pressure onto this position and potentially hold here. But he does not have access to those mercenaries. So getting all of this gold going to be a little bit of a problem. That being said, he may want to throw some farms down. He is getting himself a third town center, but he does have to be reminding himself he needs to defend this location as the units here get healed back up. Pharaoh on this location as well, ready to engage with potential animals to come out as well. And we are indeed seeing Yoshii making the Giraffe of set. Man after my own heart. Why is this amazing? Because a Pharaoh empowering this town center means you can have upwards, depending on how many monuments you have, upwards of 25 to 30 villages on hunt for the entirety of the remainder of the game, depending on how many monuments you have. If you've got 2 monuments, you can probably put about 15 to 20 villages on hunt without you using all of the hunt in excess. So Yoshii here, I don't know if he's going to continue to do this throughout the entirety of the game or not, but he's going to be having a ton more hunt than Count on Count is going to have. And Count here will find himself having a very, very difficult time if he decides to go for farms here, because Yoshii should have, simply put, he should just have more economy than Count, because he doesn't have to invest in farms. Even with Shadoof making the farms cheaper, he doesn't have to invest in them. As we do see the siege towers popping out, getting a little bit of damage here. Yoshii gonna have to retreat back, waiting on those extra, whatchamacallits, town center for the extra population there. As some mercenary going to be coming out. We do see the villagers coming in onto this position as the priests do manage to snipe one of those scorpion men there. As the villagers pop out, those siege towers are going to be going down very, very fast here. As the Pharaoh gets garrisoned into this location, the unit's going to be pushing across here as the siege tower is pulling back. Villagers can start repairing this bad boy back up if Yoshii so chooses. But with those mercenary cavalry pushing forward, those elephants in the army here for Yoshii. Yoshii's a 130 or 145 population. Count on the other side here, trying to throw up a second Migdol stronghold here to try and defend. He's got plenty of resources in the bank, but he just doesn't have the production to spend those resources here. Not planning more stuff down. At this point, actually, Count on Count, he's got 15 idle villagers here that he needs to get to work, but he's too focused on the fight here. Yoshii's also got himself out already. heavy chariots here. At this point, we see this Migdol stronghold going to be getting taken down. The chariot archers falling back. Migdol stronghold going to be going down here. The villagers pulling off of this location to get back onto the wood over there as well. We do see that Count is on the top side of the map here as well, getting himself heavy chariots. This location here is not long for this world with 4 siege towers coming in. There are a handful of villages here, but if Yoshii just micros a little bit with his chariot archers, should be able to take those villages down relatively fast, being able to take down the Migdol stronghold and completely secure this location. But Count on Count now on the top side of the map. Does this matter or not here? Yoshii, he's actually hurting here in this game. Let's not get it twisted. Yoshii is hurting here. He's got a lot of resources in the bank. He's only got the 1 Migdol stronghold. He's getting more siege works up on this position as the villagers coming up onto this gold mine. Count on Count is over here already. If Count on Count wanted, he could have shifting sands all his units over to this side of the map to put all the pressure onto this town center instead of taking the fight over here and potentially being in a better position. But he hasn't done that, and we'll see if he's going to be able to continue with this reckless aggression in this game as the farm's coming down now for Count. He does have Plow. He does have Shadoof, but that's just such an investment here. 47 gold. Let's just call it 50 gold for the make the math easy. You're investing 800 gold here, plus all of this. It's just so much gold to be investing into farms. Over 1,000 gold in all honesty. Whereas Yoshii, he's just continuing to eat giraffe. So not only does he not have to invest in farms, in gold for farms, but also he's sitting at that hunting dog's gather rate, whereas Yoshii's food income, whereas Count on Count's food income falls down. Because now we see Yoshii swinging over onto this position, going to be tempting to take out some of these chariot archers on this position as well. Count now does have himself heavy chariots. Both players neglecting a very, very important upgrade in this matchup, which is the Copper Shields upgrade. It's very cheap. You basically can always afford it. Obviously, at this point, both players are kind of hurting for economy, but in the early stages of the Heroic Age, or even as you're going to the Heroic Age, you can definitely afford to get yourself that Copper Shields upgrade to really give your chariot archers a significant amount of extra effective HP. But these siege towers, they just roll through here. Going to start taking the siege works down, taking the Migdol stronghold down as well here. This is reminiscent of old days. The siege tower chariot archer push is just walloping through Count on Count, and he's got no units to take these out. The best unit against the siege tower is a villager, and after that it's a spearman, and Count on Count just does not have the units here to defend against this. One thing he could do as an option would be to shifting sands villagers onto this position to shank down all of these siege towers. Pretty ballsy play, but he will have to retreat back, and now Count on Count slightly behind here. Yoshii, on the other hand, he's full villagers. It seems he's full villagers. Count on Count should also be full villagers as well. And it does look like Count here, after all is said and done, he may be able to get to that Mythic Age first here. He doesn't have himself fortified town centers. He doesn't have himself masons, so he is susceptible to Yoshii, who does have fortified town centers, doesn't have masons yet, but he is susceptible to getting tornadoed here, taking a big amount of damage. As the siege towers coming in onto this position, we do see the chariot archers moving through here as they're starting to get shanked down, getting caught out as the ghost building's coming through here. Count on Count opting in for this point now to just say, look, I'm not going to get out of here. Let me just sacrifice my chariot archers to get some villager kills. We'll see how it all goes as the rest of these chariot archers do fall. And now Count going up to Horus. Needs to still get himself all of his units up. Fortified town centers, masons, and also his monuments, to be honest. Because here's the thing. At this point now, Yoshii can continue to eat food throughout this game if he wants, but he does need to be concerned about where he's putting his favor. One of the biggest advantages that Set has is the unit, the Rhinoceros. this unit is a huge boost to the... I'm going to say it's a huge boost to the economy of a set player. Why? Because it doesn't cost anything and it's a great military unit to have in your army in the early Mythic Age. So what you can do is instead of getting all of this hunt out, you can just send the Pharaoh forward, make Rhinoceros, put all those villagers onto wood, onto gold, get your trade route started, all the good stuff, and have a fun game. As we do see another count on count, Migdol does get denied there as Yoshii is ready to push forward. Yoshii actually picking Thoth here in this game as count. He's up through Horus. He's got to be careful about clicking his tornado here as now Yoshii is on the top side of the map as well, ready to start sandwiching in count on count as he's pushing across the map. The siege towers rolling forward here. 9 siege towers ready to say g'day. The Rhinos coming through. The Avenger coming through here as well. Have we seen Yoshii's Pharaoh coming on? Not just yet. He's still making Giraffe of set at this point. So it looks like he's more than happy with going for a more economic... I wouldn't necessarily say it's economic, but a more varied approach to his army where you can make elephant, you can make chariot archers, you can make cavalry, you can make spearmen. If you do this strategy that he's doing now, you can continue to make all those units and have a fun time with it as the chariot archers pushing forward, the Avenger going after some villagers on this location, the Meteor getting dropped down onto the town center of Count on Count. Will this Meteor actually hit anything here or not is the big question. Count going to be dropping the tornado down here to take down the Migdol stronghold. There is a Masons there, but that should be falling as the siege towers mostly get cleaned up there. 2 siege towers remaining that will very easily get cleaned up. But here's the problem. No, it's not a problem in the slightest here. Count on Count has reacted beautifully. Gets a handful of catapults out. He's going to be able to clean up this Migdol stronghold, push Yoshii back. Nice play from Count. Tears down the final siege tower. Count on Count now. 135 or 145 population. Yoshii, on the other hand, very similar. Getting himself Book of Thoth here. Now, unfortunately, Book of Thoth doesn't give a bonus to hunt like I wish that it did. It gives a bonus, or it doesn't give a bonus to just straight food gathering. It gives a bonus to farms. But nonetheless, it's still better. Even with Flood Control and Book of Thoth, it's still better to be hunting. As the heavy chariots going to be retreating back. We do see the villagers in position here for Count on Count to figure this one out. As the villagers will come forward to take down the Rhinoceros of Set. Villagers are the highest damage dealers to animals of Set, I believe. So if you're ever wondering exactly how do you beat animals of Set, well, if you can use your villagers to kill off your enemy animals of Set, they will die relatively quickly. What does the damage do? I don't think I have an exact damage calculator there, but it's definitely more than 8 damage a second. And you can animation cancel those sons of bitches to get some big deeps. Some big deeps down. Now we see the Migdol stronghold up for Yoshii on this position after he has lost it. He's have to pull those not chariot archers, catapults back here. As honestly, to me, it kind of looks like Count von Count has stabilized here. He's making himself spearman. He's gone through Horus. Horus versus Thoth in the Horus versus Thoth late game matchup where both players have got all of the upgrades. Horus wins. Why does Horus win? Because Spearmen beat those Thoth elephants. Horus Spearmen beat those Thoth elephants, and they also beat Mercenary. So Count von Count knows that he's got some sort of a win condition here, and Yoshii should be thinking he's on a timer at this point. So we do see the Spearmen coming out. Now, obviously, Yoshii could start building some barracks and getting some Axemen out to deal with those Spearmen, but Axemen, not really the best unit in the slightest, as we do see the villagers coming forward here to try and take out Count von Count's catapults, as Count's going to be retreating away from that location as well. We see more towers coming up, more buildings coming up over there as well, as Yoshii gets his Phoenix back, utilizing that egg there nicely. Count's now got a lot of favor in the bank to get his upgrades. Yoshii, on the other hand, he does decide now, after all is said and done, that he wants the favor for something else, and he throws his farms down. So he will be able to start getting himself things like Valley of the Kings, and or more Migdols or anything else. So this does, while Yoshii does get this up in a later stage of the game where gold is a little bit less important due to the camel caravans being up, he does have to invest in the gold after all is said and done, which should give Count on Count a little bit of reprieve here in this game. As Yoshii's still trying to push in at the top side of the map, there are spearmen and everything else over here. Count at this point, plenty of resources in the bank here. He's got what looks to be only 62 villagers at the moment. I'm not sure if he's got villagers kind of idle. There they are. So he's got all of his villagers actually, or basically all of his villagers there. As the Siege of Count does manage to deal with everything pushing into this position for Yoshii. Yoshii trying to sneak a Migdol stronghold into the top location over there as well. Now the villagers wandering forward here to shank the catapults down. Count pulling back here as this is a very, very big disadvantage right now that Count has found himself in. And I think this does come down big to the fact that Yoshii has been eating animals for the most part of the game and Count hasn't. And that's the trade route. Yoshii's trade route is huge. Count's is relatively non-existent. He's got himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camel caravans. He also doesn't have access to a corner here as he's trying to secure that. As his Pharaoh comes forward, trying to find that Phoenix there. He does manage to snipe that one down. And a nice micro from Count to dodge the Chariot Archer fire there as well. This Count's going to have to retreat back through these walls. He's having to give up some space here, but there is still this problem of this Migdol stronghold in range of a catapult coming over here. It's probably not the best of ideas in all honesty. As the market now coming up in the corner, and Yoshii has to give that up for the time being. He has managed to get up the Migdol stronghold in this position. Yoshii, how much favor does he have? Not much favor here. If we take a look at the units here for Yoshii, he doesn't have Valley of the Kings. I'm not sure what he's been spending his favor on at this point, apart from just Migdol strongholds. As the Migdol does manage to come up over here. But Yoshii definitely should be considering Valley of the Kings here to spam out those elephants if he wants to make them. He's only got 24 villagers on food here, so spamming out elephants is generally not the best of ideas. As Count's got his champion spearman, he's got himself tons of favor in the bank, but he doesn't have the resources here at the moment. Running out of gold there, he's going to try and push in and grab this gold mine in the corner and really make that trade route happen. But this is a huge timing that Count's going to have, that Yoshii's going to have against Count to push in and potentially take a town center down and claim a win here, because Count, just simply put, he can't reproduce his army here. He can sell some wood and make it work that way, but the villagers, they need to make their way over onto this large gold mine, breaking down these walls over here to push through. You do see the chariot archers doing what they can here as the siege towers manage to break down this entire defensive location of Count von Count. Nice micro from Yoshii, pulling Count von Count's chariots back as he's focusing up on the top side of the map. The siege towers do manage to break through here as we see a siege works is up. And while this is all going on, Count, he would love to be able to have a trade route like Yoshii has, where he can make a handful of mercenary cavalry to pop out and deal with these siege towers. But the point is, the fact of the matter is, he just does not, and he cannot make anything here. He's trying to trade as best as he possibly can. He's got some villagers coming over onto the gold mine now. This is going to help out a ton. 16 villagers on a gold mine at this point. But the Count von Count spearmen, they still do not have their upgrades. They still do not have their Horus upgrades. So they do not have the survivability they otherwise should have here in this game. And Yoshii's chariot archers that still don't have Valley of the Kings here. They're still doing more than they need to. They're completely winning these fights. Yoshii's got iron shields here, it seems, versus Count von Count's copper shields, which is a huge advantage in terms of survivability. And also now we're starting to see those heavy elephants coming in. Still no tusks of Apatomak here for Yoshii. As Count trying to clean up everything on the bottom side of the map. Count here does look like he's kind of started to get his trade route, but he does need to get that Pharaoh onto the further market. Putting it on this market isn't going to be doing anything but wasting the usage of that Pharaoh there. As we do see the siege tower trying to break through on this position, but the villagers are in to defend it. And Count, he's been sitting on 0 resources for so long. He's just trying to make trying to make all these plays at this point, trying to put pressure onto Yoshii. But what he really, really needs more than anything, is armory upgrades. Armory upgrades, armory upgrades, armory upgrades. Because he's so far behind on that Yoshii is able to trade beautifully here. And as he's pushing forward, you see more and more Migdol strongholds getting placed here. But wait, is that now Yoshii? Yoshii is now getting himself, not only getting himself Valley of the Kings, but he's also getting himself champion elephants. And these elephants are about to pile through the chariot archers. And the question here is, can Count von Count get out enough spearmen to deal with the stampede of Thoth elephants? Because he doesn't have himself greatest of the 50 just yet. He does have Spear on the horizon. Big help. Gives the survivability of the spearmen, but doesn't give that damage that the spearmen need. You need that greatest of the 50 technological upgrade to deal with the stampeding Thoth elephants. But obviously the elephants right now, they still don't have tusks of Apatomak, so they're not as crazy strong, but they're still going to be a mammoth to deal with nonetheless. As Yoshii floating still at nearly full population. Count is at full population. Is he still getting his upgrades? Yes, he's now got himself the copper shields, but he doesn't have mail upgrades or anything, as it looks like Yoshii is able to kind of just change the army composition here as more and more elephants popping through here. We do see the catapult's going to start being able to take down those Migdol strongholds on the top side of the map. But while that's going on, Yoshii is pushing through onto the trade route of Count von Count, getting the towers up. Mercenary cavalry pushing through here as Yoshii, how far away from getting himself now coming in. You're going to see 652 HP with Tusk of Apatomak, giving an extra 20% HP to an already high base HP elephant. It's going to be an absolute disgusting tank of a unit here. Can hold on against anything. Basically, at this point, what Count von Count needs to do is he needs to get himself greatest to 50, but he also needs to get himself around about, I don't know, 12 more farmers here, or start eating hippo at this point as well. He could start eating hippo and put like 30 villagers on food, and that would be another way to go. As the catapults still trying to break through, and now we see, look at that, 742 HP of just pure brawn. Ridiculous unit there, as Yoshii is still managing to push Count von Count back. Count von Count's got markets up for days here. You're not going to be able to stop the trade route in its tracks, but you are slowly but surely making that trade route slightly less efficient. As Count trying to come through here, trying to deal with these siege towers, trying to find a way in this game. But he's still behind on that armory, as Yoshii is getting closer and closer to full iron, as he's just inching forward in this game. But on a map like Oasis, it can be really tough to be pushing both sides of the map at once. We do see Count. He's looking to push straight through the middle of the map. And while he's going through the middle of the map, Yoshii has got that feeling. If we take a look at Yoshii's actual perspective, the walls with the upgrade stone walls does give a little bit of line of sight. So if you don't want to give this away, make sure you put the siege works a little bit further back. Yoshii going to be able to take that out, stop any sort of weird center movements here for Count von Count. There's all the chariot archers on this position starting to fall. A couple more catapults coming out, but Count, he's got no resources in the bank. He's been floating 0 resources with a full economy for so absurdly long here, and Yoshii is just been playing the slow game here, inching forward. And what can Count really do here after all is said and done? More elephants coming in. The barracks coming up here. Yoshii about to take down yet another market. There are still more markets to come, though. As you can't even pick off these elephants. Honestly, at this point, the elephants can actually just ignore the chariot archers. Picking off the chariot archers, there's no point. Just right-click on the Migdol Stronghold, and you're going to be able to pick off more stuff than otherwise. As Yoshii here, he's still pushing forward. He's still able to take down catapults. Click it up through Seekers of the Titans. Now, Count does have shifting sands. He doesn't have any way to get through to shifting sands like some catapults onto a Titan Gate, but he does have an answer for this. He doesn't necessarily need to get to the Titan Age himself, but he definitely does need to make some sort of a shifting sands play to stop that Titan Gate from going up. So how can he make that happen? If we take a look at the mini-map here, there is a way through here if he wants to dart some, say, cavalry or something, speedy units through to get in, but Count says, nope, that's the game. Going to be tapping out. He just could not stabilize here in this game to hold off the hordes of Set army here from Yoshii. Yoshii shows in this game exactly why Set is such a unique god. You have to have such a deep understanding of Set gameplay to realize how to use the Animal of Set gather strategy beyond just a little bit. When do you stop doing it? When do you go in for favor being used elsewhere? The only thing missing in this game, in my opinion, was Mass Rhino. Rhino showed up, I would have been ecstatic, but we didn't get to see it. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.